So
this is the actual.
in making a caricature to create a three-dimensional shape, you have to ask yourself, well, how do we form the form over which we're going to form the paper mache? What shall we use? A lot of artists that do paper mache use clay, sculptor's clay, and they'll craft a big clay form, cover it with either like a cellophane type plastic or Vaseline before putting the mache on, so that the mache comes off of the clay. So that's the release agent. But at any rate, you're applying the mache to a nicely shaped and sculpted clay form. Clay is not always easily accessible. It's really heavy. It takes time to build up a clay form. Sometimes when we have to build forms quickly, I think, how can I build a form quickly? You guys go get some leaves down the block and put them in a bag, quick, okay? They come back with the leaves, and I took it and I squeezed it, kind of looking at the general shape of it, and took the cellophane tape and strapped it like this to get the basic kind of,
Yeah.
I'm just building the core, the rough shape, okay? And as I was building it, I kind of did a little tour around, I felt really like there was something special about having leaves in her form. I don't know why, because she seems like a really earthy character, and in the Underground Railroad, maybe they slept in leaves, and they in the ground, or I mean, they were close to the earth.
They were in the woods.
So I think it's pretty special that she has a core of leaves. So I took a bag, just to make it perfectly clear, I took a plastic bag, which this is, and put the leaves in it, and then wrapped it around, and then held it and squeezed it while I had a partner strap it like this. And then once it was kind of in shape, I can just take this, if I wanted to collapse that in, I could keep going on it, but I also have to remember this is just the core. And I have to make sure that it's not oversized, once I add the features on. So I keep checking the scale. And I know on the graph here, the width of her face is about 16, 17 inches. So I'm going like 16, 17 is out here, which gives me just enough room to sculpt up more features, okay? So I'm gonna enclose this in features, and when I build a form, you think about cheeks, nose, the brow. I may add a little more on to hold the scarf up here. Chin, lips, and that's accomplished by the shrink wrap, which I got from Value City Furniture. But for that matter, Home Depot, Whole Foods, all those places get pallets full of materials wrapped in shrink wrap, and it's very handy stuff because it's light and it's relatively accessible. But typically, when building up the form, because the nose is in the middle of the face and is the predominant kind of projecting sculptural component of a face, what I'll often do is sculpt up the nose first. And I may need to, according to, remember I said the center of the point of the nose is about midpoint between the bottom of the chin and where the scarf begins. So I have to think about. I don't want to belabor this because I'll keep working on it after everybody walks away. But I mark the center point between where the scarf begins, and I'll be building the head out a little bit more for the scarf out here. Okay, so. I can just mark that as the center point. And then taking this material, you can shake it out a little bit and create, it's like the helix, like this, to create, and I think ceramicists work with coils. They roll coils to build their shapes and stuff. Is anybody here a ceramicist? Yeah? So same thing, similar with what people that work with clay to create sculpture, you roll out coils. With this, I'm working with essentially a coil of material, okay? And you know, I can start, and the great thing about this stuff is it's very like formable, okay? So I can start her nose like this, and I have, usually the buddy system works best. How do you say buddy system in Spanish? Yeah. Hey, amigo. So, and then you put the tape like on the cheek over here, get some running room, and then hold it on like this. Oh, yeah. See, so I'm starting to build up the shape of it. And I'll do I can do more and more. Just add, you know, smaller pieces and shape it up and up, put the cheeks on. So the, you know, main things are the cheeks, nose, brow, which will create eye sockets. She's got kind of sunken cheeks, so I don't want to put too much right here. And the chin, lips. So anyway, is that enough of a? I don't need to like. You don't need to sit there and.
Very, very